Hey there guys, Jacob here with Mystery Arts Inc. and today I want to show you how to take your basic at-home lighting and change it from something like this to something more like this. And the best part is, a good bit of the fix that you probably don't have right now, the background is only $95 and the light source above can be under $100 as well. Let's get right into it. Many of you have asked me and sent me messages and requests to do videos on lighting, to talk about some of the cinematic techniques I use. I've kind of held off on it because this is primarily a channel for magicians, but then I realized magic productions unfortunately typically look like shit. And they don't have to look good, but I think we owe it to ourselves to make them better. Do you want to be known as the guy that got hired for a video that was good enough? Big thing I want us to share here is 1, your content is king, your distribution is queen. Parker Walbeck of FullTimeFilmmaker.com is one of the main people that turned me on to that. If that's something you're interested in, contact me. I can send you all the information regarding it. What we're going to cover in today's video is 1, how do we get this nice lighting, this nice texture lighting, so that say you're sitting here at your kitchen table and you've got your tripod set up, or you've got someone handling an iPhone, or somebody's hand holding a DSLR or a point and shoot, something along those lines. How do we get lighting that looks like this? I will say it's a three-point triangle really, which what other kind of triangle really is there? But it's a mixture of 1, knowing your settings on your camera, which is a video for another time. We'll do that later on. Today what we're going to cover though is the backlighting and how to get affordable, good backlighting for your set, such as the reds and the blues you're seeing here, as well as the slight bit of orange coming in from above. And then third is a very, very precise key light. Audio is a big factor in that too, but I tie that in with knowing your settings and everything. I think that if you know your settings in video, you should know your settings in audio and also know the equipment to use them. So if you focus on those 3 things, you can really make your videos start to look amazing. You have this shot in your home. So obviously we're in my apartment. What I've got set up here is really simple. Earlier this year I went and ordered some smart light bulbs because I thought they'd be rather interesting to have. I thought they'd be a good joke. You know, nothing's like going home and saying, hey, play some party stuff, and then the lights come on and all that kind of stuff, or you're in a mood and you just want more low-key lighting. Well, what I happened to do is I went up and I changed my light bulbs. They're in these floodlights that are in a V formation, a 45-degree angle, right above my cabinetry. And I started thinking, well, okay, cinematic lighting, typically if I'm lighting a set, I like my back to have kind of a blue gel effect. I like to have a little bit of reds maybe somewhere, and then the skin tones are the oranges, so the blue makes the oranges pop a lot more, which is why I have the blue behind me. So I decided to change the settings on the light bulbs to see if I could do this. And it looked remarkable. It looks like it does now. It looks very nice for a simple home setup, sitting in the kitchen, talking to a camera setup. Now, bearing in mind, I also have my camera set precisely. To give you an idea, I'm using the GH5. I have the 180-degree shutter rule set on this. It's at 800 ISO, which is a little bit more than I typically need, but you have to balance the lights, in my opinion, so they appear right. So that ISO is there just to compensate and add more sensitivity on the front end, so the back end can be a little bit darker but still be visible. The main lighting source on my face here, which I can show you without it, looks like this. With it looks like this. It's a big difference. Is a Godox 150. So this has the light dome attachment to it. Many people don't know this, but light, as it comes in direct, is very harsh. That's why the best time to shoot video photos is typically during sunrise and sunset, depending on the look you're looking for, is because the light is much softer those hours of the day. Now this light box has 2 levels of diffusion, and it's a lot like an Aputure Lightstorm, but this is a much cheaper solution. I think this entire thing maybe came to just a little over $200. So for sinking $200 into one of these light domes and 95 into some of these light bulbs like we have above here. If you have a similar setup to here, it works out great. Other things you can do that are very, very nice is if you buy some of the lantern lights. The things you'll find inside of IKEAs, sometimes you'll find them at Big Lots, sometimes you'll see them at Walmart even, but they're these nice soft boxed lights that have almost paper surrounding them, and they use a light bulb inside them. If you take one of these smart lights and put it in there, it looks just as good, and it works really great to have those light your sets or those be behind you to frame things up, which I've done in some videos here on my couch. Unfortunately, I'm not mobile enough to set that kind of video up, so that's why I don't have footage of that, but I promise you down the line, if you want to see something like that, I will gladly show you what that looks like. Video. It's a very important medium to understand for your business as well as doing your own promotional materials, because I don't know how all of you, but when I was doing magic professionally, I didn't have the money to come out and pay a videographer to come out. You know, starting out, you're doing gigs for $250, $500. You hit $1,000 and you feel really special, but then when you get to the bigger leagues, you realize that there might be more expenditure. You're not getting as much of those quality gigs, typically, and unless you're Leor Manor, and then you just get IBM on Ring constantly. But it's not always the case. That's what I experienced, is why I left the industry, because I prefer doing this video work such as this. It's just something much better. I get the chance to still be in front of the camera when I want to, and do all this great stuff and share these tips with you and make you all look like the stars you are, versus I'm a star that's basically hiding behind the camera. So that's it, everybody. Start off with a good key light. A Godox 150 works great. This thing is bright as can be. You know, this is only at 25%. I've got this lovely little remote. I can turn it on and off when I want to. And then with these Melrose bulbs, or even Hughes bulbs or whatever, just make sure they're multicolor. And if they can change color temperature too, that's even better. They're not, the color temperature side of things isn't really involved in this, but it's very, very nice to have if you want to use them primarily for your practical lighting. So, thank you all for watching. I hope this video helps you produce some great new lit sets. Now, look at my analytics. I know that most of you watching these, you're not subscribed, so go on down there, subscribe. Ding dong ditch, hit the bell. There'll be a whole series of these videos about how to make your productions look significantly better in just simple techniques and simple investments that you can use for the rest of your life. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, peace.